What's up, everybody? It's Yong here with a Shadow Moses news update. The following information comes from an interview that IGN Spain conducted with Shadow Moses director Iram Hernandez. There, a few bits of interesting information was revealed about what we can expect from the MGS1 remake. Now, the interview is all in Spanish, but fortunately I am fluent in the language, so I can give you a pretty accurate translation of all the important bits. So here we go. The interviewer began by asking how the project was born. Iram responded that it started with an idea to recreate just the main maps of the Shadow Moses base using Unreal Engine 4. Once he finished the first 3 levels, he uploaded a video to YouTube, which got a lot more feedback and response than he anticipated. Once he saw the positive reception, he went bigger and decided to recreate all of the maps from MGS1 as a sort of museum of Shadow Moses of sorts for people to browse around in order to give them an idea of what MGS1 could look like with the current technology. When he shared this idea on Facebook, he began receiving hundreds of messages from people offering help or asking if it was possible to recreate the entire game. Thanks to all the help and support he received, here we are today. The project is in full development. IGN then asked what his goals are for this adaptation. Iram began by stating that he's well aware of the GameCube remake, Twin Snakes. However, he felt as though very few people could actually play it, and those who did play it weren't particularly pleased with the results thanks to the Matrix-like over-stylized cutscenes that diminished some of the dramatic and serious elements of the original game. So with Shadow Moses, Iram said that his goal is to capture the essence of the original and to make players recall all of the innumerable emotions and sensations from the original masterpiece from 1998. Then, when asked if he isn't a bit scared about having to recreate such a respected work like Metal Gear Solid, he replied honestly that yes, he is a bit afraid of the responsibility that comes with recreating a game so pivotal in the history of video games. However, he also stated that he thinks that something recreated by fans without ulterior motives other than unconditional love for the saga could bring about something great. The topic then shifted to Iram's team. When asked about how many hours per day Iram dedicates to Shadow Moses, he began by saying that this project is no longer a solo venture, with modelers, programmers, sound engineers, and composers from all over the world now on board and helping out. Iram himself spends 4 to 5 hours daily during weekdays and 7 to 8 hours on weekends, and he's in charge of recreating the environments, models, some animation, and a bit of programming. The next question asked about Iram's experience on working with Unreal Engine 4, and one of the things he likes most about the engine is that once you get used to what he calls the blueprints, you can do incredible things without advanced C++ knowledge. However, things like artificial intelligence can be a big headache, at least for him. Moving on, IGN asked about his current standing with Konami, if he's been communicating with them, and if he's afraid that the company might shut down the project. Iram stated that of course it's something he's afraid of, and it's a possibility that he recognized since the inception of the project. This is why they contacted Konami since the very beginning. He managed to get their attention via Twitter, and ever since they made contact, every 2 weeks or so, Iram's team and Konami update each other via Konami's public relations department through an employee named Carol Lee. The good news is that Konami has yet to impede the project, but Iram was made aware that there are some internal discussions going on about the matter within the company. So at this point, we don't know 100% what the fate of Shadow Moses will be. IGN then asked if they have tried to make contact with Hideo Kojima and if he's aware about the project, to which Iram replied that Hideo Kojima did retweet some of his work before, but while he'd love to know Kojima's opinion on the project, he doesn't think that will be likely due to his current standing and relationship with Konami. Next up, IGN asked whether Iram plans to add new elements to Shadow Moses, or if the intention is to maintain Metal Gear Solid exactly the same as the original. Iram replied that he does plan to add some new ideas for the project, but nothing he can talk about yet. He could, however, talk about his partnership with Rika Muranaka, the original composer for Metal Gear Solid 1, which is what he was asked about next by IGN. According to Iram, they contacted each other around a month ago, and when asked if she'd like to contribute her skills to the project, her immediate response was yes, stating that she'd do it for the fans. As the interview drew to a close, IGN asked when we can expect Shadow Moses to be completed. Iram replied that his goal is to finish the project in a year and a half, although he added that this is not certain and that you never know. Finally, IGN asked how Shadow Moses is planned to be published, and whether IRAM would like to distribute Shadow Moses to current generation platforms if Konami allows it. The reply was that he'd love to make the game available on as many platforms as possible, although at the end of the day, it's all up to Konami. To conclude the interview, IRAM thanked IGN for the interview opportunity and promised that he and his team will do everything possible to ensure that the game does not disappoint Metal Gear fans. I've gotta say, I like what I'm hearing so far. The mentality is clearly in the right place, which is awesome. Now, it's one thing to share ideas and it's another to bring them to life. Modernizing the classic game while capturing the essence of the original will definitely prove to be a tricky balance, but there is definitely a ton of potential for this project. I definitely wish these guys good luck, and I pray that Konami will for once give us Metal Gear fans a break by allowing IRAM and team to do their thing. But that's just my opinion. So there you have it, folks, all the new information revealed about Shadow Moses from IGN Spain. Thank you for tuning in. Let us know in the comments below your thoughts about what was shared in this interview, and to be further updated on Shadow Moses, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out!